What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the round 2020. What am I talking about? Round 22 review. We scored 2-2-9-3, so it's only getting worse, unfortunately. And unfortunately, our premiums are frauds. So we're still in the top 1%, which is nice. Just sitting outside the 1K. Hopefully, we finish in the top 1K. That'd be cool. But yeah, obviously no trades left. Let's get into the team. So I'm out of all my cash leagues, unfortunately. Finished first in total points in all of them. And I end up, getting knocked out in straight sets. One of them I didn't even make top 4. Anyway, let's get into it. Super duper awesome VC with Tom Stewart. 69, I don't even know what happened to him. Jordan Dawson 111, solid. Luke Ryan a little bit down. Sinclair was good. Sheasel was amazing. Sheasel's been really good. I think Clarko, Sheasel, if he's not playing in the forward line, Sheasel's going to ton up. And then Sinclair 73, which is pretty respectable. Nick Dacos on the bench, obviously. Marcus Bonson, Pally 115. Solid score. Obviously, if you VC'd him, you probably wouldn't take that. Merritt, I had as captain, so 96. Got pretty hard tag from what I saw. I think it was Bailey Scott tagging him. So that's annoying. Is what it is. Should have just gone English. Led 121. He was good again. Brayshaw 102. Solid. He's been a solid pick, Brayshaw, in the end. For the price we paid. I think we paid low 500 for him. So he's been pretty solid. Cog 70. So he's a fraud, man. If he got to 80, I think I'll win one of my matchups. So frustrating, but is what it is. I should have just fielded Johnson, actually, now that I think about it. Oh my god. Would I have won if I fielded Johnson? Oh no, I wouldn't have known what Johnson was. Wait. Hang on a minute. Would I actually have won? Oh no, because it depends on what Briggs end up scoring, so yeah, no. Alright, I was happy to take that punt. Neil 88, pretty average. Tug Miller's playing on the fucking wing. I mean, it can't get much worse. Callum Miller's 80. It's not great. It's not great at all. I mean, Miller, Mills, Cogs, Steele, maybe even Dunkley. They're on the never again list. Taranto, Decam, they're all never again. Rucks both did really well. I think I'll start both these rucks. I'm really impressed with what Marshall's been able to do the last few weeks. I feel like he's taking his game to another level. He's just going beast mode. And then English obviously played pretty well. He gets bailed out with the scoring as well. He's the new bail king. It's not Bond anymore. Goulden 90, it is what it is. Dunkley, terrible. Rosie 130, he's been absolutely insane. I'd consider starting him as a mid-only next year. I think natural progression, he'll probably bump his average up a little bit. And the kid's just a beast. Luke Jackson, 124. If he's a forward, Darcy's playing, it's going to hurt him. But I'm really happy I picked him because he's been, I don't think he's in many teams. And yeah, he was a real pod player. And he's given me nearly a 180 or 173 and then a 124. So yeah, lucky. I'm glad I got that one right. Decam 67, terrible. Taranto 95, I feel like he hasn't turned up for weeks. 84 45 on the bench. So we're still playing for ranking. We are out of all our leagues, so that's what it is. But I want to talk about Carlton now. Now, can Carlton win the flag? I want everyone to put in the comments, can the Blues actually win the flag? Now, I'm not trying to be arrogant, but the form they're in is insane. I don't know how it's turned around so quickly. I've never seen I think someone said it there's never been a mid-season turnaround this drastic. It doesn't make sense how they've just flicked the switch and everything works all of a sudden. Have they changed their game plan? I don't know. But whatever they're doing, it's working. And the craziest part of it for me is they've knocked off 3 of the top 4. Brisbane's the only one they haven't knocked off. And to be honest, I'm not really worried about Brisbane, especially at Melbourne. I mean, obviously, if we play them in the final, it'll have to be the Gabba because they're going to finish top 4. But look, I'm not worried about Brisbane. But the other 3 we've knocked off, and we haven't had Mackay, Walsh, and Shearer. Shearer we had for the Port game, yes. Mackay we had for a quarter of that game or something. And then McGovern as well. McGovern's a big one. So 3 of our best 5 players and 4 of our probably best 10 players, if you include McGovern, being out, I don't understand how we're winning. Obviously, last game, people will say, oh, Bale, bullshit. Yes, but if you look at the stats, the team stats, Carlton pretty much outplayed him in every single stat. So it's almost Bale that they were close in the first place. Carlton just weren't converting. So the question is, can they win the flag? I think, honestly, they can. It's crazy to think about. I looked at the odds, and I can't remember what the odds would have been at the end of that Essendon game. I reckon they'd be like $200 to 1. And now they're like paying $7 to win, which is the third highest behind Melbourne and Collingwood. And with the way Collingwood have got their injuries, I think they're going to struggle. And I know they beat Geelong, but like no Darcy Moore, no Nick Dacos is extremely rough. In my opinion, that's their two best players. I think that's it's not even like an unpopular opinion. They're the two best players on Collingwood. So, yeah, frustrating if you're a Pies fan, but I think Carlton can actually do it. And yeah, I just wanted to talk about that because I think this is like the first time as a Carlton supporter since I was in like year 7 in 2012 or 2013. I was in year 8 since we've actually been good, like relatively good, and potentially playing finals. I don't want to jinx it because there's still 2 games to go, and both those teams can win. Like it wouldn't surprise me if Carlton lost both those games because not because Carlton are bad, but because Gold Coast and GWS on their day can be good teams. So. Yeah, I think now that I'm out of both my cash leagues, I don't need to check Supercoach scores anymore. I think I can just watch the game for like the purity of the game, if that makes sense, instead of being so fixed on who's on what and who's not doing what and stuff. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting few weeks for me because I'm not going to have as much interest in the other games, but there is that whole ladder issue where we're going to need teams like Gold Coast and GWS to lose. St Kilda, we need them to lose. I think Adelaide and Sydney, they're playing each other. So Bulldogs, I think, need to lose. Don't think they're going to lose to West Coast. And it's just crazy how like this ladder is so wide open. But I think Carlton, they're not safe, but they're in the best spot, I think, out of those teams, not in the top 4. And yeah, fingers crossed they can pull something out. But that was just a little bit of a rant, not Supercoach related. I want to make a video at the end of I'll probably wait to the end of the year of the must-haves for next year because I feel pretty confident on who I'm going to pick. But yeah, I'd love to know everyone's thoughts on that. So we'll do that later in the season. And yeah, good luck everyone for this week. If you're still in the finals, I'll make a video. I'll try and make a video on the best trade targets because I do know there are a few people out there with trades left. Good job to you if you still have trades left and you're in the finals still. That's a very impressive effort, to be honest. But yeah, so I'll make a video, BCC options, best trade options, just quickly looking at it. Clayton Oliver's number 1 brought in, makes sense. The dude was on like 5 touches or something at halftime and finished on like 30 and 13 tackles or something, 27 and 13 tackles, 130 odd Supercoach. So, man, the guy is an actual animal. He's a lock next year. Spoiler alert, he's one of the locks. Nick Newman, I think, is pretty safe too. So if you want to grab Newman, it's a really good option, but we'll do a more in-depth video later in the week. But thanks for watching, guys, anyway. And I'll see you in the next one.